Good morning and welcome to Get Educated. I'm your host, Michelle Massaro, and today we'll be learning about guidance and co-op. So I'm here today with my friend Kamini, who is the guidance counselor, and I'm going to be asking her about her experiences in the industry. So Kamini, how long have you been doing this for?
Just over 8 years.
And what made you want to be part of the guidance department?
Well, when I was a teenager and subsequently in university, I felt like I really needed professional assistance and guidance with deciding where I wanted to go with life because there are so many options and opportunities, especially in the globalized world that we live in now. And it kind of really helped me amalgamate my intrinsic skills with a desire to change the world. So I think that, guidance counseling is crucial and integral to any student's development as a wholesome human being.
Now, prior to becoming a guidance counselor, I understand that you were involved in developing the co-op program here at school. So, what do you think the biggest benefits to students are when they're part of a co-op or the school within a college program?
So I think students get to really explore their interests and develop skills in a real world situation. And these opportunities give them the chance to reinforce what they learn in class by showing how their knowledge and skills transfer to the communities around them and real life situations. And they also help them to connect with the people that they work with, I mean, the people in their communities, in a more kind of personal and real manner. And yeah, furthermore, they put them in touch with local businesses and industries and post secondary institutions that they may want to continue their education at.
So, really, it gives them a chance to see kind of what's out there and how their experiences in the classroom are related to real world.
Exactly.
That is really interesting. So, when you're finding students co-op placements, do you see any kind of trends or areas that the kids are really quite interested in focusing on nowadays?
Well, I think since technology is ubiquitous, most children want to get into professions where there is an element of tech involved. And so even if they want to do art, it's like, visual art and design, or if they want to do medical stuff related to medicine, then it's bioengineering, or if it's robotics and it's directly technology related. So I think that even with development of apps becoming easy and becoming accessible, kids definitely are getting involved in professions and courses and internships and co-op opportunities that have a tech element.
And since you've been doing this for quite some time now, has that changed since early in your career?
Yeah, dramatically. I mean, even over the last, from 8 years ago when I started as a guidance counselor to now, there's been a dramatic shift in these trends. And, people were not as, it wasn't as accessible for them to learn how to use technology on their own, whereas now it's all over and it's very easy to access these programs.
Wow, that was a really good point. You've seen that kind of shift happen. And do you think the parents are on board with their students, looking that direction when they're going off to apply for university? Are they open to these changes?
I think generally parents are pro kind of integrating technology into your career aspirations because they've also noticed how important and integral being technologically competent is in this world and era of ours. So yeah, they are fully in support of this.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Kamini. You have certainly given us a good overview of what it's like to be in your shoes and what kind of changes we've seen over time, and appreciate your expertise.
You're most welcome, Michelle. It was very nice talking to you.
So, Ajay, welcome. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
And it's nice to hear from one of Kamini's proteges. So,
Thank you.
you got a co op placement
I did.
last year.
Indeed, yeah.
And what was your co op placement?
I worked at WEHT, the local news station.
Okay, and did you enjoy it?
I did indeed, yeah. I worked as a production assistant in the production department, where I ran camera and did sound and ran graphics, and it was very exciting.
Cool. That sounds like a really good opportunity. Did you find that, or can you give us an example of a time where you applied something that you learned during class to your co op experience?
In class, we mostly focused on how to take pictures and things like that. And in a news station, where you have to really move fast and think on your feet because it's a live broadcast, it was very helpful when things were falling apart to have some basics to rely on.
That's makes sense and sounds like uh, that you feel like you gained some skills. Like what skills did you come out of this with that you didn't have before?
Right. Working in a work environment, actually, it's very different from what you experience in school, because here you have a boss and a team, and you have to work together, and you have to know how to do that in a mature and adult way, and that's something you can't gain in school because it's not work. So that's something that I had to really work on and understand in this job.
Did having the experience of co-op combined with what you've done in class, did it affect where you're looking at going to university? What are your plans for next year?
Yeah. So I came into this obviously wanting to understand something about news and media and things like that. And now that I have, I know that I want to pursue something in this direction at university, maybe in cinematography or direction or something like that.
Well, Ajay and Kamini, it's been great having you here today, and thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Of course, it was great.
Well, looks like we're out of time for today. Thanks everyone for tuning in. This is Michelle Massaro, hoping that you get educated.